Today I'm going to share with you guys what it was like for me being raised Mormon. So, to start out, what is a Mormon, if you don't already know? I feel like a majority of people already know a Mormon is, or Mormonism is a religion. I feel like the first thing that comes to everybody's mind whenever they think of Mormon is many wives, missionaries, stuff like that, you know. So there's two kinds of Mormon that I was, raised knowing about. There's the FLDS and then the LDS, the Fundamental Latter-day Saints, I believe, something like that. Don't quote me on it. And then the regular LDS. LDS stands for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I was raised by the regular LDS church. Now the FLDS church basically is the ones that continued on with the having multiple wives type thing. Now the regular LDS, which is what I was raised by, don't believe in having multiple wives. Now you're probably wondering, how did the whole multiple wives thing start? From what I was told by, my grandfather, who was a bishop in the priesthood of the Mormon church. Mormons started out polygamy mainly because, back then women couldn't own property, they couldn't vote, they couldn't maintain jobs, at least not important jobs and stuff like that. So whenever women's husbands would die, or their families would die, they wanted to be able to keep their land. Men that already had wives would be like, hey, I'll marry you so you can have a husband so you can keep your land. So you don't have to lose it just because your husband died. So they'd start marrying all these older women who's, the widows basically, so they could keep their land. And yeah, that's kind of how like the polygamy started. They had multiple wives because they didn't want them to lose their land, but some people abused that, and it got kind of out of hand. So the LDS and the FLDS kind of separated churches. So you have the Mormons now that are the FLDS, and the Mormons that are just regular LDS. What do they believe? I was raised, with the LDS, not, with multiple spouses, just one. We have a set of principles, or I say we, I'm no longer a member of the church. I still am, in their records and stuff, but I don't consider myself a member anymore. I'll get into that in a minute or two. What I was raised believing was that there's a Godhead, which is the God, the Father, Jesus Christ, His Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thus, we're Christian Mormons, because if you believe in Jesus Christ, then by definition you're Christian. So Mormons are Christians. So I was raised celebrating Christmas, Easter, all that good stuff. I went to church every single Sunday. I went to church every single Wednesday. Church was 3 hours every single Sunday. That was 1 hour was sacrament, where we did the bread and the water. We don't have wine because Mormons don't drink caffeine, or at least a majority of them don't drink caffeine, like mainly coffee and tea. They don't drink alcohol. Church was, after sacrament, we had, what's it called? It was kind of like if you were younger, like 6 or 7, you would go to primary, which is like for little kids, you just sing, play with toys, eat snacks. It was good. And then when you get older, you go to young men and young women's, which is where you learn about, you read the scriptures, you do Bible study basically. And then for the third hour of church is when we kind of separate from, doing men and women things for the second hour to doing just separate men activities and women activity. We kind of just segregate. I believe that's the term. Where we just do more Bible studying, only more focused on the women sections of the church and the men sections, because in the Mormon church, and I think most Christian churches, the men are the ones who carry the priesthood, if you will, and the special powers and get to bear the sacrament and all that. So then the women study about missionary work and relief society stuff, so helping with disaster programs and all that good stuff. So, and then Wednesday church. On Wednesdays is we separate into men and women again. It's usually for a youth activity kind of thing where you get together. You do Bible study, but it was mostly like an activity kind of thing. So in the women's, we'd do baking cookies. We'd go out and visit other people in the hospital. We'd go out and do fun games. just different stuff. All the churches have different Boy Scout troops. So on Wednesdays, that's what we do. If you go to high school, so 9th grade through 12th grade, you're expected to go to what's called seminary, where you attend church from about 5 o'clock in the morning to about 6 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, assuming you have school those days. Any day you have school, if you're a high school student, 5 o'clock in the morning. Probably my least favorite part, I really wasn't a fan of having church in general for 3 hours long on Sunday as is. You know, all my friends had it for an hour. I, on the other hand, had it for 3 hours. I'm not allowed to swim on Sundays. I'm not allowed to shop on Sundays. Do anything that would be considered working or making other people work. The day of the Lord, so like, it's a day of rest. Which I understand, but I feel like it's taking it a bit too far when you can't even go grocery shopping. I mean, don't get me wrong, if they have like absolutely nothing to eat that night, they're gonna break their rules and go grocery shopping. Growing up, you know, it was kind of like a pain in the butt, you know, not being able to just hang out with my friends because it was Sunday. That and waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning for seminary. It was pretty annoying. So I had to go to church every single day pretty much except for Saturday. We have baptisms, or the church, I keep saying we, I'm gonna keep saying we, as in the church. They have baptisms. Usually they all do it, assuming you were born in the church, like myself. You get baptized at 8 years old. They interview you. That's another thing I guess some of the things I didn't like about the church would be, besides the hours that I would have to go and all of that, the interviews. We have temples. They're very sacred places. You go there if you're getting married, or if you adopt children and you get them sealed to you. You go there to do baptisms for the dead. You go there for a lot of different things. I only went there for baptisms for the dead. Whenever you get baptized, you basically just confirm that you believe in the things that the church believes in, and that you're willing to uphold their standards and whatnot. The reason I say I didn't like the interviews is because whenever we'd go into these temples or to get baptized, is the main times we'd get interviewed. And keep in mind, I'm about 8 years old, started when I was about 7 and went on through about 12, 13 years old, about 14 years old maybe. So all through those times, anytime I'd go to the temple, which is very frequently, or the time I went baptized, they'd interview us to see if we were worthy. And what deemed us as worthy is if we had, you know, if they'd ask us if we've been dating anybody, if we have friends, if we have family, if we watch porn, if we masturbate. They'd ask us if we've been having sex, if we've had, you know, premarital sex, or, you know, if we've, all kinds of questions, like if we've done drugs, if we drink, which is a drug, I suppose. They just kind of asked us, you know, the basic morally wrong things, or what they deem morally wrong. And I don't know, like, back then it didn't, you know, I thought, like, okay, you know, these, you know, the basic things I was raised not to do, so of course they're asking me about it, but thinking back on it now, it's kind of like, whoa, why were you asking a kid, like a literal child, 7 to 14 years old, if they're touching themselves? I don't know, that just kind of, like, makes my skin crawl. Like, I don't really like that. Seems like, you know, a perfectly fine question if you're a primary care physician or a therapist or something like that, but if you're a church, why are you asking children questions? Like, what kind of position are you in to be asking a child? Like, it's one thing if you're asking an adult those kind of questions to see if they're morally, you know, right to be in your church. But, like, a child, that's not... That doesn't sit right with me. Maybe it does other people, you know, I'm not here to just bash, like, that's just the one main thing that didn't sit right with me out of everything. Like, the only other complaint I really had growing up was the, you know, not being able to have certain friends, and the church, like, hours. Freaking hours, bro. The main thing that they teach you to like look forward to in the church, like they kind of condition you for, if you will, is a mission. What a mission is, if you see those people, you know, riding around on the bikes with the name tags and stuff, those are called missionaries. That's kind of what they raised us, you know, with the goal in mind to become before we go to college or before we go get a big real job and whatnot, if we didn't already have one. So what you do for that is, you know, you'd have to go through the whole interview thing, and but like 10 times harder, and you have to go to training and, excuse me, basically just ride around on a bike or a car and preach the word of God to people on the doorstep, people walking around on the street, anywhere. That's pretty cool in my opinion. Like, you get to travel the world, you get to meet new people, you get to spread the word of your gospel. Right on. That's awesome. A majority of the things in the church are pretty cool. It just wasn't for me. It's just like, for me, the whole concept of heaven and hell and all of that stuff doesn't make sense to me, so that's my reasoning for leaving, on top of what I would consider unrealistic standards, for me, for myself. For other people that works just fine, but for me, it wasn't my cup of tea. So yeah, I just figured, you know, the whole point of this video wasn't to just point out flaws or to point out things that I liked or to, like, hey, go for the, like, it's just the story time. It's to share what it was like for me growing up. Because I've had a lot of people ask me, like, oh, do you have, like, multiple moms? Like, I've got a lot of weird questions growing up, and I mean, understandably so. Like, if you've never been introduced to that kind of environment, you know, the Mormons kind of stuff. It's pretty weird looking in from the outside, you know? It's pretty weird looking in from the inside, too. I just kind of figured I'd share this video just I just knocked my lotion out of the trash. Just to kind of share what my life was like growing up, in a sense, religiously. I wasn't allowed to wear tank tops, also. I'm just sitting here trying to think of more things that, like, religiously, like, I wasn't allowed to do, or was allowed to do. I wasn't allowed to wear tank tops. I wasn't allowed to go swimming on Sunday, shopping on Sundays. I couldn't wear tank tops or short shorts. Like, they had to come to my knee, exactly to my kneecaps, until I got about 16, 17. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup until I was 16. I couldn't drink caffeine until I was about 16. I couldn't do pretty much most normal stuff till I was about 16, 17. No bikinis, no very revealing one pieces. No dating till you're 16. I feel like that's just a normal rule for a lot of different families out there, but that's just like a universal thing for Mormons, is no dating till you're 16. Like, not at all. Not even like playful dating, like no dating whatsoever. But I did anyway. Most of my friends in the church did anyway too, but that's pretty much it. I hope that some of you guys out there enjoyed this video, found it somewhat entertaining, maybe even learned a thing or two from it. You know, I've got a lot of questions about it, so I figured I'd record a little short video on it, post it, you know. See if you guys like it. I'll definitely be posting some more story times very soon. Probably not so lighthearted. But definitely not all completely emo. Right after this video, I'm probably gonna record like another video, maybe two. We'll see. Alright, so I'll see you next time. Stay tuned, like and subscribe for more. Turn on the notifications if you want. I don't really post too often, so it's not like I'll be blowing you up or anything. So yeah, see you next time.